I've done a little bit of comedy, but I'm just the most exhausted I've ever been in my life.
That's the tiredest I've ever been in my
This is
life,
where we
sir.
ended. We left off on 64. Because this is why I had dog-eared.
Uh-huh. I wonder where in 64. I think it's step 4. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just it's been I'm the most exhausted I've ever been from work, and it's not good. It's not good.
Is it just you doing it?
Yeah, except I had my friend AJ help me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it's very good for my sobriety at this point. So
Well,
I'm happy it's almost over.
Yeah.
Because it's like this is the closest I felt like wanting to drink in this 5 months.
Yeah, you should probably
from just working. I can't.
Well, this will be
tomorrow I will. Yes. Tomorrow I will. But I'm gonna come home and just go to bed once it's done.
Yeah.
So.
You calling guys and stuff?
People have called me, but it's been hard to. I've just been not intentionally, but just been so working on this job. I've just been like, I guess unintentionally isolating.
I guess you now know if you take on a job this big again, you just have to employ help.
Yeah, I had my friend AJ help me, and he helped a lot, but I could only afford to pay him so much.
Yeah.
But it'll be done Tuesday.
Are they at least appreciative of all the work that you're doing?
Yes, but I'm not working tomorrow. I'm taking tomorrow off.
Yeah.
Because I can't work tomorrow.
How many days in a row has it been?
This is day 13 in a row.
What are you doing, man?
I
won't complain about my job then.
trying to. Oh, you can complain away.
Well, I mean, we got through it, but like we just we don't have enough working machines to do what was asked of me.
Well, this is like the I'll be completely honest with you. I've been like thinking about drinking all day.
Okay.
I'm glad we're doing this because it's been like this is the most I've been like thinking about drinking, and it's been really.
We'll talk about it if you want.
It's already recording. I already started.
Oh, it's already recording?
Yeah, I didn't know. I've been just starting recording once we just sit down because it's more what's the word? Authentic.
Raw and authentic. Well, I gotta get on my podcast voice now. Yes. All right.
You gotta do your warm-ups.
Gotta do unique in New York. She stood upon the balcony, inexplicably mimicking his hiccuping and amicably welcoming him in.
We'll call him Grass. Grass called me while I was working, and he said, Grass.
Okay, Grass.
Yeah. And he was saying he realized in the last episode we were talking about what if Mother Teresa had tits. I forgot about it.
That was one of my favorite things that you said.
That was good.
That's Dolly Parton. Right?
I forgot about it.
Hey, Taylor.
Hello, Drew.
Hey, I'm Drew and I'm an alcoholic.
I'm Taylor. I'm definitely an alcoholic.
This is episode
13.
13.
Lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13. Well, that's pretty impressive.
Sunday the 13th.
Listen if you want, but I'm pretty impressed with us.
We made it to episode 13.
Actually, episode 13 is Sunday the 11th. We're going to get this done so I can run on and off home to watch the Tonys.
Really?
Yeah.
You like Siri?
Turn your phone off.
I was. The Big Bang. What? I don't know why Siri did that. That was weird.
Yeah, man. I want to see which musicals was the best musicals.
Not Hairspray?
No.
Definitely not Hairspray.
Not the traveling Hairspray.
Can you? Oh, you can't win.
We'll pause.
Is it only pull that closer to your face?
Let's pause for
that microphone. Pull the microphone closer to your face.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, that's better.
We'll pause and say that Sober Boys is in no way affiliated with the central offices of Alcoholics Anonymous. Yeah. These are just our opinions. We are reading the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, but we are serving opinions only. We'll leave stuff in the links below if you're seeking help for a 12-step program. Yes. But we in no way represent Drew and Taylor. We in no way represent said 12-step program.
Yeah. You also central. I mean, I think of the Central Intelligence. We also don't. Our opinions also don't resemble that of the Central Intelligence Agency.
Yeah. Now to the most important thing. What musical question did you have for me?
So once a musical goes on tour, is just traveling, they can't win any more Tonys.
If it's a revival, like Sweeney Todd is nominated for a revival with Josh Groban and like a really annoying girl that annoys me.
Who's Josh
too young to play the lady.
Yeah.
You know who Josh Groban is?
He was on.
You ever watched? No, you don't watch
American Idol.
No,
he wasn't. I know who he is.
Clay
I know who he is. I just don't know his music.
Josh Groban is he's a very famous classical like bass tenor hybrid singer. He's got a beautiful voice.
Yes.
He was in the very mid movie Crazy Stupid Love.
Wait,
Steve Carell and Ryan
I
Gosling.
love that movie.
He's the
Wait, you didn't like
he was
that
the
movie?
boring. I thought it was kind
I
of mid.
love that movie. I love that movie.
Really?
I like Ryan Gosling. I went through a period where I wanted to marry Ryan Gosling.
Oh, I think everyone goes through that
He's
period.
very handsome.
It's the Gosling period. It's the Gosling show.
Josh
Josh Groban was the boring lawyer boyfriend
Of who? Of
Emma Stone.
Oh, okay.
You love this movie? You don't remember this?
just-
I don't even like this movie, and I remember the facts.
Joshy Grubbs wasn't my favorite part.
Well, he's not supposed to be. Anyways,
Can
he
you imagine if it was?
he did a musical in like 2017. That's like a Russian thing. The name is escaping me because it's so long.
Yeah.
But he was good in that, and now he is Sweeney Todd in Sweeney Todd, and he is nominated, and I believe Sweeney Todd is nominated for the revival. So it was written in the 70s by Stephen Sondheim, and they revived it, so it can be a revival, but it cannot win new musical, obviously. That's probably going to go to Shucked.
Shut?
Shucked.
Shucked. It's about corn.
It is.
Really?
It's a whole musical about corn.
No way.
And it's country, and
Yeah.
you don't see a lot of country-based musicals. So,
Yeah.
and there's Independently Owned is probably my favorite song for that, but this is not a musical podcast. Also, Some Like It Hot, which is a really fucking funny
Yeah.
50s movie
Yeah.
that should be watched by all. It's like ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Really good. Amber Ruffin is a writer, and they turned this into a musical this year. Amber Ruffin of Seth Meyers' writing fame wrote lyrics, and then other people wrote stuff too. But that shit is good too. So there we go.
Well, to recap, Drew knows a lot about musicals, roller coasters, flags,
French Revolution.
Marcus Robespierre, and
Marcus.
What's the fifth
I
one?
like that. His name's Maximilian, but I like Marcus.
oh,
Oh shit! All right. Well, to the more important stuff, Taylor. We are continuing to power through this first 164 pages
yes,
of the big books of Alcoholics Anonymous.
yes,
I don't know why big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. We're at page 64.
big bucks.
You know what that means?
That means
100 pages. To
oh,
go.
100 pages to go. We need one of the clapping sound effects. I won't put it in post, but imagine I did.
Yikes! So, and we were just talking and I'm recording without me knowing.
Yeah,
That
the sneaky record.
you were thinking about drinking a little bit today.
Oh, yesterday and today, but it does for me, like the cravings started right now. It started for me I don't know, probably earlier this week. I just been on this big job. I was painting this house, and because I don't know if you guys know this, but stand-up comedy not my full-time job. I know
What?
I know you think
In Atlanta, don't all stand-up comics have full-time jobs doing comedy?
but I painted it the inside of it. I've just been working a lot.
You look like an Ace Hardware store became a person right now. I must say, it looks great.
I don't wear this hat to work. It's too
Yeah.
nice. But I've been working. I've just been working so much, and I've been. I was talking to my sponsor 2 days ago or yesterday. I don't know, but he was saying, just like I just want relief from how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And right now, I was listening to a speaker tape today on step 3, and it was just I just feel like I felt very alcoholic this week, just like in my thinking, and just like the upset. It's like right now because I've just been working, haven't been going to meetings. I've talked to a few guys. I got dinner with Schman on Friday.
Schmarg.
Friday.
Yeah.
And it's just been the obsession has not been lifted like today.
That's interesting.
But I've been usually I don't talk about it when I feel like this.
Well, it's better to do that with another alcoholic and having like a meeting like we do. We're reading the book and like in stories, but it's an AA meeting is just 2 alcoholics talking with each other, usually about this and other stuff too.
Yeah.
Sometimes educating the other alcoholic on what musicals are nominated for the Tonys this year.
Yes.
No, I get it. You were just talking. I felt pretty overworked this week too. And I was kind of like saying "Thy will be done" prayers with rolling my eyes because I'm like, this shit is like fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It was just a lot.
Yeah.
But at the end, and my sponsor says God will never give you more than you're prepared for, or something like. He says it better than that. But then I roll my eyes again. But I power through.
Yeah.
And I've yet to find myself drowning without help. Just absolutely what's the worst that can happen is I could get, fired and, not be able to make money for a couple weeks. Guess what? I can find another job like that.
That's true.
Or if someone's not happy with their work, then I'll learn from the mistake. Like that's the reality that I would love to live in. But in the moment I'm like, oh, everything's gonna, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. And I'm, where my mind's been today, I've been thinking about, because I've definitely been thinking about drinking today. And then I'm like, oh, I could drink after we podcast with Drew. I can't drink before because that would whatever. But then I'm like,
that would have been an interesting podcast. I would be really sad.
It would be really sad. But then I'm like, well, then if I drank, we couldn't even do the podcast anymore because whatever.
We would.
Whatever.
It would just be a little more awkward until it doesn't become awkward.
Yeah.
Anymore.
But then I'm like, oh, it probably let Drew down. But then I'm like, it's because I have all this shit.
Yeah, no, I know what you're
head
talking about.
Of just like
I'll go ahead and say, you'll never let me down.
Yeah.
There's nothing to let anybody down.
Yeah.
But I guess yourself. But
yeah.
still, there's always jumping. Jumping back into this thing.
But it's
as we drink our cotton candy seltzer water.
This is actually pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's growing on me.
It is.
This is Kroger brand seltzer water, and it's got some sodium in it, just a little bit. I guess for flavors, but it's cotton candy. It's summertime flavors at Kroger.
No, I'm glad we're doing this right now. I feel I have real 100 in just the spirit of transparency. This is the most I've wanted to drink in this 5 months. I haven't done anything. It's ultimately because I want relief, but I feel I don't feel bad.
Well, what ways can we get relief?
Yeah.
By not drinking now.
Well, tonight I'm going to go finish that closet and I'm done. And then tomorrow I'm off. Yeah. Completely. I go to a meeting tomorrow.
And call guys before going to that meeting if you need to. Yeah. Right.
But tomorrow I might just lay in my bed all day and like watch movies and stuff. Cause I just need to physically, I need to not work.
We'll go through the steps of like, what step are you on right now?
I'm on all through. I finished them all.
This is really recording. Okay, so then what my sponsor does, I'm not trying to be your sponsor or anything, but this is what he if I'm like fucking feeling it like you were feeling it, or like the obsession returns, like he goes through the first step. So, are you practicing one? You admitting that you're powerless over alcohol?
I do know. Well, here's
do you think your life is becoming unmanageable because of that powerlessness?
It feels unmanageable, right? My thinking feels unmanageable right now, especially today.
Have you come to believe in a power greater than yourself? Just like we talked about, it doesn't have to be a man with a beard throwing lightning bolts.
Well, it's weird. I've been praying in the morning and at night, but it's like the in between time has been very.
You can pray in between. Guess what?
I usually do. But it's been
there's a secret. You can pray in between.
My white knuckling.
This is not me doing this, by the way. Yeah. I'm not trying to.
I'm in trouble.
No, you're not.
I'm kidding.
I forget this shit too.
Yeah.
So have you decided to turn it over to somebody else? The control of your life. Made a decision to turn your will and your life over to the care of God. As you understand it. Or you can take that shit back this week.
That's what I've been doing. I've been taking it back this week, and not even on. It's just like because this job has been so big.
Yeah.
That it's just been, it's physically because it's so much work that I haven't really. Last meet I went to was Boys to Mean on Monday.
Boys to Mean
on Monday, and it's just been.
Yeah. So going back, and we're going to talk about step 4, the Made a Searching and Fearless Moral Inventory, coming up. We will read some of this book today, but this might just be like a talking podcast. Fine. It might just do like 4 and 5 today. I don't know. It's up to you. Yeah. But going back to that, have you developed any new resentments?
I think against my client, just because.
Yeah. Are they demanding or anything?
No,
or
not
just
at all.
It's just a
Honestly,
big job.
They've been pretty good. There was this weird moment the other night. I'm just making up like stuff to get annoyed at.
Yeah.
And I thought these hinges were missing for this IKEA drawer. I was like, oh, she didn't order them, and she ordered them, and they were there. But I'm just resentful because the job is so big. And I think I underquoted it a little bit. Just if I were to do the math on the hours I've worked on this job, the amount of time.
And you can't change it while you're
No,
making it.
but the amount of time like it's
But
taken.
It is an estimate. Isn't
I've
it?
only been doing. No, this was a quote.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But the amount, like the day, why I've been working so much is because I want to get it done. Because I don't want this to go 3 weeks and then I'll be out money. If I still keep it within less than 2 weeks, I still would make more money than I normally would in that 2 weeks time.
I got you.
So that's why I've been trying to just pump it out because I don't want to be out money.
I got that. And so with these new kind of resentments, have you shared this with a sponsor or somebody else, or are we just doing it right now?
Right now.
Okay, cool.
I haven't told. Everything I'm saying right now. I haven't said to anyone at all.
I'm just going through this, how you would do it really quick with in the steps. Okay.
But you have to add a step 5.5. Special Drew step.
Yeah. What? That's a tap dancing step. And then 6 and 7, have you asked God to, help you with these frustrations or character defects or whatever?
No.
All right, cool. We've already said no in all this stuff.
I'm not doing anything I'm supposed to be.
You write it. You're writing in it. Are you writing anything down at night?
No.
Like a 10 or
some
people say 11.
I'm praying. I've been really lazily praying in my bed over there right before. Thank you for keeping me sober.
Okay. I haven't been as consistent with my 10 either, and we'll get into what that is once we get into 84 and 86 and shit like that.
But this is right now. This is the most powerless I've felt over because, like I've said, ultimately I want relief from how I'm feeling, which is just exhausted. But then for me, it turns into I don't even know. It's like I want relief from how I'm thinking because I want relief from how I'm feeling, and then I want relief from craving alcohol.
Yeah.
And then what would relieve me from craving alcohol is alcohol. But I've been playing the tape for it. Like I get into a drink would be really nice, and then I'm like, but if I drink, I'll be hungover the next day.
Go to 84. We'll just go to 84. We're skipping. So this is the promise, the 10th step promise of what is going to happen if we go. Because, okay, so we haven't been working all the steps, right?
No.
I say we because I haven't been doing a 10 either, and I've been frustrated. But if we get back to it and in terms of there's no perfection of this, but if we progress a little bit better, 84 happens. And it's at the bottom of 84. I'll read it. And we have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol, for by this time sanity will have returned. We will seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it as if from a hot flame, hot to the touch.
The hot flame.
Oh, hot flame.
Is our hottest clip ever.
Yeah, dude. We react sanely and normally, and we find that this has happened automatically. We see that our new attitude toward liquor has been given us, which is weird. I feel like it should say has been given to us, but it doesn't say that. Has been given us without any thought or effort on our part. It just comes. That is the miracle of it. We are not fighting it, neither are we avoiding temptation. We feel as though we have been placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. We have not even sworn off. Instead, the problem has been removed. It does not exist for us. We are neither cocky nor are we afraid. That is our experience. And this is pretty important. That is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition. Mm-hmm. So that's your prescription.
Thank you, doctor.
You feel like the session's back. That sucks. Fucking sucks. I hate feeling that way.
Well, I don't even know how to describe how would you describe the obsession right now? Because I don't even know how to articulate.
Well, in my mind, when the session comes back, I'm like, I need to do something. Mm. And a lot of times for me, that was like tobacco allowed me to do that. I'm not doing any of that now. So it would be probably candy would be next. But that wouldn't. But in my front of my mind, I'd be like, nothing's gonna do it for me, like a pain pill or booze. Mm-hmm. And when I was going in and out, ouch, hot to the touch. Has the 10th step already happened?
No, I pinched my finger.
But yeah, for me in my head, my alcoholism or whatever, I would try to, I would make up my mind. I was like, okay, I'm going to drink. How am I going to do this? How am I going to hide it from everybody? Yeah. And then I would do a week of hiding, and then everyone would find out, and it'd be a whole thing. Mm-hmm. It's no fun for anybody. But that's how. But the obsession is it wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't do any of the stuff that I just talked about. I just was in my own shit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy. I wasn't like a pig and shit.
I think whenever I get like this, It's like I just get. I don't even know if embarrassed is the right word.
That
or
can be the right word.
shameful
Because
is
we've
the
done a
right
lot
word.
of work, right?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm here?
Yeah.
You're not at square one even. Does it feel like you're at square one?
No, not
okay,
at all.
Cool.
It feels like it feels like I've separated myself from the version of myself that's sober, like working. I feel like a different version of me. Like the speaker tape I was listening to today, he was talking about like there's two versions of himself.
A wolf that drinks and a wolf that's sober. Which wolf are you?
The sleeping. We've all seen that meme. Like inside you there are two wolves. One goes honk shoe and what's the
And
other
me,
one?
me, me.
Yeah, me. But just like the one that's is good, whatever, and then the one that drinks,
Yeah.
basically. And right now
You're the same person. You're not too far off.
right. I feel like I'm in this weird limbo area of like
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
And I haven't drank or anything. It's just like being in this place.
You're not what we like to call emotionally sober right now.
No. But I'm not like acting out. Like I'm not being like I'm not an asshole. I'm just
You're holding it in, which can feel sometimes worse.
yeah.
Because there's like a catharsis to
Yeah.
like yelling or being angry with somebody or just like flipping someone off in traffic. It's not good, and we have to like fix that. But there's a catharsis in it, and you're like, I hope no one knows that I'm feeling this way. But you'll get out of it. And my sponsor always, we'll call him Gorf. I'm gonna call him and be like, I called you Gorf for the
I don't
podcast.
think I even know your sponsor.
No, he's secret.
Is he really?
He doesn't go to a lot of in-person meetings.
Oh, okay.
But he's great.
Skype meetings?
Yeah, he does Skype meeting stuff. He exudes what I just read in the 10-step promise. That's what attracted me. He was just so calm and even. But he says this is like these challenges of like, oh, I don't feel so great. They're like spiritual push-ups. Like you're doing your spiritual workout and you're just going to get stronger each time. As long as, you know, you're going to learn to lean on some other people faster. And you're going to learn that it's not going to last forever, even though it feels like it. And we'll both get through it. So with that, I guess we'll go to step 4, 64.
64.
64, the
64.
sexiest chapter.
Bill wrote this one in lingerie.
Uh-huh. He was trying to reawaken that spiritual experience.
Yeah.
So he thought maybe with lingerie.
Sometimes you feel
Once again, these are not the views of the AA Central
sometimes
office.
when you feel spiritual, you also feel a little sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just haven't been feeling as sexy as we usually do.
No, I've been feeling very unsexy.
We're gonna get.
But it's
back
weird
to
because everything's been like comedy's been it's been fine.
Yeah.
But I had a set I got the bucket at the church show that the Booker the Skull runs, and he told me good set multiple times, and like that's going fine. And then I was on a show last night. Well, I got thrown on the show last night, but it's just like I'm at the point where external things will not keep me sober. Like the like having like a new truck won't keep me sober. It's cool to have, but it seemed like that stuff maybe
You're getting that stuff because you're sober.
yeah. But
you're not
it
staying
doesn't-
sober because
yeah.
of that stuff.
Yeah.
In my view, like these are like we call them cash and prizes.
Yeah.
So you're getting cash and prizes because you're staying sober and you're doing work consistently in and out of the program. But all that shit, in my experiences personally and with other people, goes away if you start hiding and get into that isolation game and start drinking again. And twins. All right. That was before your time.
What?
I don't know.
You're talking about Sister on
No, I
Disney
said
Channel?
and twins, like the
Yeah.
Coors Light Super Bowl commercial.
Sister, they were twins.
No, that's not. Sister is sister.
Yeah.
Talk about a two-way twister.
Wow, okay,
Shaking
you
out the
know too
family
much
tree.
about
with
things.
yeah, that's sister.
Crazy.
Not Smart Guy,
Yeah.
which is the same. He's the brother of the sisters in real life. Did you know that?
No.
You ever watch Smart Guy?
No.
He's a smart guy.
Was it on
Do
Disney Channel?
do. Reruns were on Disney Channel. He was 10 years old and in high school.
Did you know I learned this today? I heard this on another podcast I was listening to. They were talking about did you watch George Lopez show?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh. Well, I did.
I'm not. I guess I'm not.
It was on Nick at Night.
Oh, okay.
George Lopez show, yeah.
I never found him funny.
The daughter, I don't know why I watched it, but I watched it. The daughter of him. Everyone, it's supposed to be a Mexican family. The daughter was Armenian,
Okay.
not Mexican.
Wow.
I know, crazy stuff.
How did we get there? How did we get there?
I don't know.
Crazy, wild stuff.
Let's read the book. I guess.
Sitcoms. Let's read the book. Hey, we're getting back into the book. We are getting into page 64. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff. Written by Bill. Do you want to start or me?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Where did we? What?
Therefore.
Therefore.
Yeah. This is in the middle of 64. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show like I'm doing reading to the.
Get ready
the
for a big
library.
cha-ching moment.
Oh my gosh.
I want to make sure that's been recording the whole time. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be that big a deal. Yeah, it's been recording the whole time.
All right.
Quit your belly aching.
I mean, I can't control when my belly aches. Yeah.
If you didn't eat so much, here we go. Therefore, we started upon a personal inventory. This was step 4. That
Ching ching.
Yeah, mine sounded like a shotgun.
I mean, cha-ching. Cha-ching.
What'd you say?
I don't know. I'd rather not repeat.
It was an accident. Whatever
Yeah,
Drew said,
whoopsies.
he didn't mean it. Drew's got a kind heart. He's sober. He doesn't say mean things. We don't do stuff we used to do.
All right, we'll continue.
Therefore, we started upon a personal inventory. This was step 4. A business which takes no regular inventory usually goes broke. Taking a commercial inventory is a fact-finding and fact-facing process. It is an effort to discover the truth about the stock in trade. One object is to disclose damaged or unsaleable goods, to get rid of them promptly and without regret. If the owner of the business is to be successful, he cannot fool himself about values. We did exactly the same thing with our lives. We took stock honestly. First, we searched out the flaws in our makeup which caused our failure. Being convinced that self, manifested in various ways, was what had defeated us. We considered its common manifestations.
Yeah, self defeated us, and we can't rid it by ourselves.
Yeah, that's how I felt this week. I felt defeated by my own thinking.
Yeah.
And it's not a fun place to be because this is an episode about me. Sorry, guys.
Taylor, are you okay?
If
You
you-
okay? You okay, Taylor?
If you don't want me to drink, we're going to talk about me then. Just like I've been able to play the tape forward, but it's been weird. It's been like I played it forward and it's fine, and then also and it's bad.
You mean you have it's like Back to the Future 2 where you have a different timeline?
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm able to romanticize.
Get rid of that different timeline. There's you could. This is the romanticizing timeline of I can drink and no one will know.
Yeah. Well, I'm able to play it forward to until it feels bad. Like I'm able to ooh, if I drink tonight, I'll feel good. I'll go to bed drunk. It'll be good. And then I stop there. But then I'll play it forward again. I'll go past that.
I just get drunk one day at a time.
Yeah.
Oh man, man, one day at a time. I don't care, but worry about my problems.
But
man.
then I remembered when I drove back from Ohio over after visiting my family for Christmas, and I was just drinking wine the entire time driving from Ohio to here.
That sounds pretty dangerous,
Yeah,
man.
please don't listen to this. Well, no, it was I had one drink an hour.
The police are listening to this podcast. Finally, we found the guy.
Sting and the band they're listening to. Yeah, we found the guy.
Been looking for that one wine drinker
Yeah.
while he's driving.
It was probably pretty dangerous, but we live dangerous lives.
Living that tape. Think
Yeah.
of that tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my impression of a tape.
Zebraed up.
Here we go. Resentment is the number one, in quotations, number one offender. It destroys more alcoholics than anything else. From it stem all forms of spiritual disease. For we have been not only mentally and physically ill, we have been spiritually sick. When the spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically. In dealing with resentments, we set them on paper. We listed people, institutions, or principles with whom we were angry. We asked ourselves why we were angry. In most cases, it was found that I will say about this giant job, what I'm resentful at is that it's going longer than I expected it to. So now I'm resentful at this client.
Your expectations are not too
She has
bad.
no idea those were my expectations, that it
Yeah.
wouldn't take this long.
Yeah.
She knows nothing of how I'm feeling. But because I'm frustrated at her because who can I blame? I'm not going to blame myself.
Can't.
And then I'm making up she's going to add on some extra stuff. Oh, could you add on this? And then I'm getting resentful at her asking questions. She hasn't even asked me yet.
Yeah.
I'm resentful at stuff she hasn't even done.
What a fantasy. What a wild, what is it? Yarn you
Fairy tale.
spin.
Yarn. That's an improv scene recently where they were at a yarn factory.
Oh, spin a yarn.
So
Yeah. So, and that's a problem. And resentment is the number one for some reason in quotations. We'll just consider that one of the big.
Yeah, but I'll do that in any time in my life. I'll make I'll daydream scenarios in my head where someone asks me a question and then I'm just resentful at them for asking that question that they probably weren't even going to ask.
Today, I had one of my bosses for a mobile bar company text me, "How was the event?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Did something go wrong?"
Oh, no.
I was like, "Good, everyone liked everything."
Yeah.
She's like, "Great, thanks."
Yeah.
She was just curious, like how it went because it was a long drive
But you
and
thought
stuff
it
like
was-
that. But immediately I went to
There's
what
stuff
are they
underneath.
complaining in
Yeah.
my head? Like the client complained about something. What did they complain about?
Yeah.
What did I do wrong? I did everything right.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
I do that.
We're
a lot.
nuts.
I can't even think of a question that someone has asked me recently but if someone a client will text me before I read it, I'm like, oh, this is bad. I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, it's it's crazy. It just lets you know that we are not okay by ourselves. Sometimes we are, but not in the long run. We need help from everybody.
Today I was like, I was thinking today, like, wow, I can't live like this. I can't do this on my own. I feel so.
Quit bumming me the fuck out, bro.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you know, be the worst sponsor.
Quit bumming me out.
No, that. But if like the sponsor goes, instead of you gonna cry, oh, you gonna drink?
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh, you gonna drink?
Yeah.
That, in my opinion, would be world's worst if you're playing an improv game. World's worst.
World's
worst sponsor would be like, dare you to drink?
Dare you to drink? But you won't drink.
Yeah. But in step 4, that's where like the work starts.
Yes.
And that's where newcomers get scared.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit, I have to write down. Basically, the way it was kind of explained to me, and I kind of explained, I do explain to my sponsees, is like, pick an institution, a person, place, or thing. Imagine yourself walking down the street and you come across this institution, person, place, or thing. Are you negatively emotionally charged by that?
Yeah.
If not, it's not a resentment.
You said to me once, like, I saw the where we used to do improv.
Yeah.
The people that ran it.
Yeah.
I like saw them and I like tried to make sure they didn't see me. And then you told me like, oh, you probably have a resentment there or something.
That's gotta be.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I don't want to
revisit that.
I just don't want to talk to them.
You might not have to talk to them, but you just ask God to remove that.
Like you said, if there's an emotional, if it incites like an emotional like a negative emotional reaction.
If you're negatively charged, if you're emotionally charged in a negative way, in my opinion, that's a resentment. Yeah. And this is just an act of spring cleaning in your soul.
Yeah. It is summertime now.
Yeah. But we're gonna clean anyways. Yeah. And if you in your mind come across this person and you're like indifferent, which is kind of what you're going for. Yeah. This is not asking you to love the person you're hating right now. Yeah. But if you're indifferent, you can move on with your life, and that's great. And then if you fucking fuck shit up, then that's another step. Yeah. And you got to set things right. Mm-hmm. But people are scared of the 4th step because it sounds like a big job, and in ways it is.
But here's what, for me, I don't know if this is everyone's experience, but I've made, except for one big one I'm working on, I've made all my amends. Yeah. I've done all the steps. I've done all that work, and it's just, it is like the work's never done, I guess.
Yeah, that's why you got 10, 11, and 12, bro. I say it like bro like that.
And it's,
you got your progress steps.
I was going to say something else, but I forgot.
Well, we'll continue to read, shall we?
Okay.
Where do we stop?
You should start at resentment.
Okay. Resentment, the number one offender, destroys more alcoholics than anything else. From it stems all form of spiritual disease, for we have been not only mentally and physically ill, we have been spiritually sick. When the spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically. So it's reverse engineered, just like that. In dealing with resentments, we set them on paper. We listed people, institutions, principles with whom we were angry. We asked ourselves why we were angry. In most cases, it was found that our self-esteem, our pocketbooks, our ambitions, or personal relationships, including sex, were hurt or threatened. So we were sore. We were burned up, in quotations. on our grudge list, we set opposite each name our injuries. Was it our self-esteem, our security, our ambitions, our personal or sex relation, which have been interfered with? We were usually as definite as this example. So it's going to give you columns.
Yeah.
Now, I love these examples. I'm going to go ahead.
You
These
do?
are great.
The old-timey examples?
These are old-timey examples.
Man.
These are Bill's examples, and he's like, it's so funny. It's so cute. So this is how he goes. He goes, I'm resentful at Mr. Brown.
And these names he chooses are like fake names
They
people will
gotta
come
be.
up.
Yeah. So I would say Mr. Grasshopper Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't say these names. We gotta bleep those.
We gotta bleep
We can't
names.
even say them.
All right, this is how the columns read. So this is like the idea of like what your step 4 looks like. I'm resentful at Mr. Brown. What's the cause? His attention to my wife. Told my wife of my mistress. So great. Not him having a mistress, but that's why he's mad. Brown may get my job at the office. And then this affects my sex relations, self-esteem, in parentheses, fear, sex relations, self-esteem, in parentheses, fear.
Yeah.
So for each thing.
Yeah.
Each cause you have an effect.
So
right?
Curdy.
And then the next one, I'm resentful at Mrs. Jones. And then the cause or the why. She's a nut. She snubbed me. She committed her husband for drinking. He was my friend. She's a gossip.
Do you think maybe that's how Bill? Well, because Bill invented this whole thing.
Yeah.
But like, if was anyone, it's very funny. He's my friend.
Snubbed me. He's my friend. How dare she? She tried to get him the help he needed.
Yeah.
And this affects his personal relationship and self-esteem, in parentheses, fear. And then the next one, he's resentful at my employer. And the cause, unreasonable, unjust, overbearing, threatens to fire me for drinking and padding my expense account. Stealing money. How dare he fire me? And that affects...
How did people have expense accounts?
I don't know.
Because they didn't have debit cards.
They could all go to college for $20 a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They could buy a house for 16 cents.
Money was much more of like a thing that you could just...
But how did you go into a place and be like, put it on my tab? And like, how did they keep track of stuff? How did you know?
I traded with bear furs.
How did you know how much money you had in your bank account?
I don't know. No,
Because I check my bank account all the time.
It's all fake anyways.
Money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all faith and fake and all this shit. Anyways, the employer affects the self-esteem, in parentheses, fear and security. And then, thunderclap. That's
Oh, is
not
this supposed
written
to
here.
rain?
He's not resentful at a thunderclap. That's just what
Damn.
happened outside.
That scared me.
The next one is I'm resentful at my wife. And the cause is she misunderstands and nags. You know, like I'm ruining her life. Like Brown. Once house put in her name. Oh, geez, I wonder why. This affects my pride, personal, sex relations, security, and parentheses, fear. These just cracked me the fuck up. I had in my first 4, I've done a 4-step 3 times.
Yeah. It is. The more times I've done it, it's easier to do. Like the first time, I'm like, how do I do this?
Yeah, I will say it's tough to like. You can look at these columns and everything. My sponsor set me up with worksheets, and that's you have like check marks and boxes and stuff, and it helps me organize everything.
Yeah.
And there's worksheets that can be found online. Maybe we can look up worksheets and put them in a little tab below. People are interested.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I gotta pee.
Okay.
So you can either talk to the people or hold those thoughts.
Okay. So the Tonys this year are going to be a little different because of the writer's strike. I don't know if the presenters are going to... I don't know how the presenters are going to do. I don't think they're going to have any written jokes or anything like that. I know that all the performances are going to be the new musicals. So I'm trying to look up all the new musicals. I think Some Like It Hot is something we really want to see. It looks really fun. There's another one that's like, forget what it's called, but it's like the movie Jack the Musical with like, but it's played by a woman, and the woman is like aging too fast, and it's played by this 40-year-old woman. I don't know exactly what it's about, but like Jack was such a bad movie. I can't imagine it being a very good musical, but we'll see. I'm excited to see all the performances. It's Broadway's biggest night, and we'll have a real quick review next podcast. I know everyone's clamoring to hear about how it went.
It's got a storm. I kind of like that. What the?
Anyways, I caught everybody up on the Tonys. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm excited to watch.
Man, do you like bad weather? Like, do you like a storm?
I don't like it forever.
No, but a little bit.
Yeah, like a little storm.
Like a little. I had this song I wrote. I performed it last 4th of July for my brother's girlfriend. It's called "A Little Milk Never Hurt Nobody."
What?
Yeah, it goes like this: a little milk never hurt nobody. A little milk never hurt no one. And then there's more to it. But I mean, I'm talking. It's what like how I feel about storms. A little storms never hurt nobody.
Yeah.
So
I guess we'll have to play an outgoing. Do you have a recorded version of the song?
no, that was it right there.
Okay.
It's. I mean, I gotta write more
Reminds me of rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey.
because that's just like the hook right now. Is
Oh, we
a
gotta
little- a little milk never hurt nobody.
What type of milk? Like, what are we talking about?
2%. Well, no, when I have like milk and cookies, it's always whole because I like a nice thick milk.
Mm-hmm. Cows are like, what the fuck are you doing?
Cows are mistreated.
Yeah, some are. Okay, we're back to this.
And
Boy.
we're back.
We're back to the thing.
We're back to Sober Boys.
We're back to it. Back to the 4-step.
Let's
we were
recap.
talking about.
Let's recap everything up until this point right now.
Oh Jesus! I was talking about how my 4-step was really thorough.
Yeah.
The more thorough you are, the better you're gonna feel afterwards.
Yeah.
After your 5th step, when you share
Yeah.
it with somebody.
Yeah, like I've talked about, I did a 4-step about a specific area of my life, and that was great.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's what I was thinking earlier today. I was like, man, I did the inventory this time around about the specific area in my life that probably took me out last time. Why am I not cured?
Oh yeah.
Why is this still something that I'm not like why?
It's what a 10's for,
Yeah. It's
or
just-
some people say 11.
it's just a
It's what
reminder
your nightly inventory is for.
I suck at this sometimes.
We all
That's
suck at this
okay.
sometimes,
I know.
and that's how we learn and we get better at
Mhm.
it. Anyways, we're going back to the 4. Bill continues to write, we went back through our lives. Nothing counted but thoroughness and honesty, just like I was saying. When we were finished, we considered it carefully. The first thing apparent, sorry, my page is falling apart. First thing apparent was that this world and its people were often quite wrong. That's how we felt. I mean,
Yeah.
To conclude that others were wrong was as far as most of us ever got.
That's how I've been recently. I've
Yeah.
been feeling about
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. About comedy has also been bothering me recently because
Yeah.
like, why is this guy getting this?
But you think
thing?
your inventory, it should be cured, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I've been really sitting in and just complaining to other comedians about like just bitching about other comedians and talking shit, and I'm like, this isn't helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need
Yeah,
to get
gossiping is hard to quit.
Out. Oh, it
It feels
hardest
so
thing
good
not to
when
do.
somebody's
It doesn't feel good. It's just like
engaging in it.
everyone does it, and it's just like I need to be the one. I need to be the example. Not
Yeah, and you don't even have to be like, you guys, we
Yeah.
need to stop
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
because that's a fucking square. Just
Yeah.
like, don't add to it.
Yeah,
It's pretty easy not to add to it.
Yeah.
As I'm trying to like work on that's a big
Yeah.
problem with me, especially at this big meeting that I go to. I
Yeah.
have a gossip partner.
Yeah.
And we just kind of talk about how awkward people can be
Yeah.
sometimes, and she
Yeah.
likes to talk. And we like text during the meeting, and that's not
it's
the
a,
best.
It's a girl.
What?
It's a girl.
Yeah.
Oh man, girls.
They gossip.
Everyone likes to gossip. It is great. Especially artists, love to gossip about each other.
Yeah, what else are you going to talk about? All right, we're going to
know.
come back to this. Back to 66, back to the book. To conclude that others were wrong was as far as most of us ever got. The usual outcome was that some people continued to wrong us, and we stayed sore. Sometimes it was remorse, and then we were sore at ourselves. But the more we fought and tried to have our way, the worse matters got. It's like a little Chinese finger trap.
Uh-oh.
Any general finger trap.
You know how you get out of those?
Relax.
Yeah, push it together and then.
Yeah. As in war, the victor only seemed to win. Our moments of triumph were short-lived. It is plain that a life which includes deep resentment leads only to futility and unhappiness. To the precise extent that we permit these, we squander the hours that might have been worthwhile. That's pretty important. But with the alcoholic whose hope is the maintenance and growth of a spiritual experience, this business of resentment is infinitely grave. We found that it is fatal. For when harboring such feelings, we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of the spirit. We're like clogged up. We're emotionally clogged up.
Before I forget, I didn't clap at the beginning. There we go.
There you go. Now we're ready to go.
It'll work.
Back to the book. The insanity of alcohol returns and we drink again. And with us, to drink is to die. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you'll die a lot faster if you go back drinking. That's not written here. That's just what I believe.
Yeah, especially with fentanyl and drugs.
Yeah. Jesus, yeah. All that stuff. Back to the book. If we were to live, we had to be free of anger. The grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for the alcoholics, these things are poison. I like this. Grouch and the brainstorm. That sounds like a podcast.
Sounds like a children's book.
Sounds like if Pinky was the brain of Pinky and the Brain is both the Grouch and the Brainstorm. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of like what podcast that would be. The Grouch and the Brainstorm.
Grouch and the Brainstorm.
Yeah.
It sounds like a radio show. DJ Grouch and the Brainstorm.
Coming back, DJ Grouch and the Brainstorm. All right, back.
This episode's brought to you by gasoline.
Oh, just General Gasoline. Huff it up, feel good.
Drink some of it, you'll be fine.
Just some.
Just some.
All right, back to the book. We turned back to the list, for it held the key to the future. We were prepared to look at it from an entirely different angle. We began to see that the world and its people really dominated us. In that state, the wrongdoing of others, fancied or real, had power to actually kill. It kills.
Yeah.
How could we escape? We saw that these resentments must be mastered, but how? We could not wish them away any more than alcohol. This was our course. We realized that the people who wronged us were perhaps spiritually sick. Though we did not like their symptoms and the way that they disturbed us, they, like ourselves, were sick too. We asked God to help us show them the same tolerance and pity and patience that we would cheerfully grant a sick friend. With a person offended, when a person offended, we said to ourselves, "This is a sick man or woman. How can I be helpful to him or her? God save me from being angry. Thy will be done." So that's considered a little 4-step prayer.
Yeah.
A little 4-step prayer. I like this sick friend and everything, but I like, it can also a metaphor of a toddler having a tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
You get mad at the toddler. Does a toddler having a tantrum like ruin your life? Or you're like in your car and you're like, that fucking toddler had a tantrum.
Yeah.
I hope he dies. I hope that toddler dies.
Damn.
I never get to that point.
Yeah.
Toddlers having a tantrum, that's what toddlers do.
Yeah.
So people who fuck with your shit, they're spiritually sick. Ain't nothing but toddlers having tantrums.
Yeah.
So that's, for me realizing that, I was able to kind of let go.
Yeah.
And wish them the best, hope they don't have as many tantrums anymore.
Yeah. But you can't control them.
No, there's really nothing you can do with the terrible twos. That toddler's going to have a tantrum.
That toddler doesn't even know he made you mad.
No.
Nor does he care.
And guess what? People, I love that, because people don't ever think of, everyone's in their own heads thinking about their own stuff, so they're never like, oh, I'm glad I made Taylor feel worse about himself today.
I hope he's thinking about it right now.
Yeah. There are some that do that, and those are called sociopaths.
Yeah, sociopaths.
Sociopaths.
I took sociology in high school.
That's a little different.
I kind of liked it.
That's just a general study of
Damn, it's
behavior.
pouring.
It's coming to, oh, shoot. You might have to give me a ride to my car.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I got to go back to this awful job anyways.
Oh, boy.
I got to go back to the job the hell job. It's not that bad. It's good money, but I'm just so tired.
So that's why we're thorough. That's why we're writing the shit down. To clear out.
Yeah, because just thinking about it doesn't work for me. I can't just think about this stuff.
And like we're talking about how we're exhausted now with jobs and everything. Yeah. How I was just exhausted every single day when I was concerned with other people's problems and other people causing problems in my own brain. Like it was just like too much.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I need relief. I need to, get a little drunk. So I just shut it off.
Yeah.
That was a quick answer for me.
But then the next morning you're hungover and it wasn't even worth it in the first place.
No, or like I get found out. That's even worse.
Yeah. And then drink over that.
Yeah.
And the cycle
continues.
Generational cycle.
So that's why the work is asked for in the fourth step.
Yeah.
Do you want to continue?
Yeah.
What time are we at?
We're at about 42 ish.
Yeah,
No, we're 49. We've been recording. We're probably at like 45 minutes.
Do you want to finish this page? We didn't get too far in the book, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We're saving my life.
Yeah, we're saving your best friend's life.
We avoid retaliation or argument. We wouldn't treat sick people that way. If we do, we destroy our chance of being helpful. We cannot be helpful to all people, but at least God will show us how to take a kindly and tolerant view of each other, each and every one. Referring to our list again, putting out of our minds the wrongs others had done, we resolutely looked for our own mistakes. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, self-seeking, and frightened?
Uh-oh.
Though a situation had not been entirely our fault, we tried to disregard the other person involved entirely. Where were we to blame? The inventory was ours, not the other man's. When we saw our faults, we listed them. We placed them before us in black and white. We admitted our wrongs honestly and were willing to set these matters straight. Notice that the word fear is bracketed alongside the difficulties with Mr. Brown, Mrs. Jones, the employer, and the wife. This short word somehow touches about every aspect of our lives. It was an evil and corroding thread. The fabric of our existence was shot through with it. It set in motion trains of circumstances which brought us misfortune we felt we didn't deserve. But did not we ourselves set the ball rolling? Sometimes we think fear ought to be classed with stealing. It seems to cause more trouble.
Yeah, what we were talking about before when we're like making up these stories that weren't real about what we think people would, or insinuating or anything like that. That's all driven by fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We finished the page.
Yeah.
You said something about finishing the page.
We'll continue. We're at 68. So we'll start with the first real paragraph of 68, getting back into the fears and all that good stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I what I was thinking about today was because I'm trying to not be in, or I don't even know what because when I get into this place of craving and whatever, not to bum you out again, I guess. But
oh, geez, here it comes.
I like it.
I'm just kidding.
It's like, because once I get here, it feels like it's so hard to pull myself out of it. It's like, how can I get back to where I was?
By getting back to where you
Yeah.
were.
But
I wish it wasn't like, let's do the thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's simple but not easy.
Yeah. And
I get it.
But when I get here, I'm like, then I start to think about like, because I present myself to all my friends and everyone, and we do this podcast, and like everyone I know knows I'm sober, and then I start to be like, then I'm not letting everyone down, but I'm like, it feels like I'm lying. It feels like I've lied to everyone, and I've deceived everyone, and then I'm just thinking about other people, and then this is just a selfish way to think about it, because no one thinks about that. Unless like if I had a relapse, like, oh, that sucks, they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry that happened.
That's it.
But
That's
I'm like,
it.
Yeah.
That's really the only concern that I'd ever have. Be like, I hope you feel better.
Yeah,
And
but
they're
then
back in their own shit.
I also just get existential about like this person I presented myself as.
Like, is this it?
Is this like, have I been deceiving myself and been delusional this whole time, or am I just an alcoholic, and I like at the core of myself, if I leave this thing untreated, I'll drink.
Yeah.
But
we both like to drink.
Yeah.
We continue. I say like in the present tense.
Yeah.
And we can't control how much we drink, so we got to do a few things each day to help us not do it.
Yeah.
We just went through the steps.
Yeah.
You weren't doing a lot of those things, and that's why you feel this way.
Yeah.
You do these things.
Yeah.
I promise you'll feel a little bit better.
But when I feel this way, I just feel like
I'm not disregarding anything you're feeling. Yeah.
But I feel like I guess I get imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what happens.
I get that way when I get that way when I don't go to as many meetings, and I was like, I don't feel like I'm qualified to share anymore.
But then that's how I felt a lot recently.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, maybe I don't even need AA. Maybe I'm fine.
But if you share this in a meeting, oh my God, I would strike a chord with so many guys, because there's so many guys that are afraid to share how they're exactly feeling, and if they don't have it. Especially the big meeting or home group meeting that we go to is so powerful, and there's so many eloquent guys there. It gets scary sometimes to share in that meeting,
Yeah.
especially if you're not feeling 100%.
Yeah. And then I'm like, and then I'm in a place where earlier I was getting annoyed at random people at Boys to Men because I was playing the tape forward, relapsing, coming back in, and like just being annoyed at random people. Like, why am I doing this?
The other one is seek out, service in a meeting.
Yeah.
Go to a meeting and seek out that dude that's struggling more than you are.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, I've been there. I'm kind of close to there.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like connect. Any form of service is the easiest way to get out of it.
Yeah.
Any sort of funk,
Mm-hmm.
at least in my short experience.
Yeah.
But we'll get there together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what reasons. What, like 2 guys and my parents are listening to this?
We got 30 people that listen to it, I think.
I exaggerate.
30 downloads. Consistently, 30 downloads. So all you 30
I'll take
people,
it.
send me some money. I'll feel a lot better if you send me
That's
some
it.
money.
That's the answer. We'll get into the
how to stay
financial
sober,
insecurities.
Be rich.
Oh,
Become
man.
rich, you'll never drink again.
So how did I stay sober today? This concludes in a story real quick. I prayed. I might shake up some prayers. I might do a St. Francis prayer.
Which one's that?
It's the one that's like, I'll get it out in my thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's mentioned in the 11th step in your 12 and 12, which is another piece of AA literature. But I will get it out in my Big Book app. It's a good one. And some of this, the saints are good in the Catholic Church. It's the rest of the Catholic Church that we're, don't like. Prayers. Okay. Lord, make me a channel of thy peace, that where there is hatred, I may bring love, that where there is wrong, I may bring the spirit of forgiveness, that where there is discord, I may bring harmony, that where there is error, I may bring truth, that where there is doubt, I may bring faith, that where there is despair, I may bring hope, that where there are shadows, I may bring light, that where there is sadness, I may bring joy. Lord, grant that I may seek to comfort rather than to be comforted, to understand than to be understood, to love than to be loved. For it is by self-forgetting that one finds. It is by forgiving that one is forgiven. It is by dying that one awakens to eternal life. That's a little Christianity-y, but it is by killing your ego that you're awakened to a higher form of level of living. So that's what I mean in terms of service. Anyways, so I might switch to that prayer. I prayed today. I DL'd at a larger meeting, discussion led at a larger meeting, and I got a little nervous because I hadn't been in a meeting in a second, like consistently. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, there's a lot of people here. And I lost my train of thought, but I still hopefully connected with some people. Yeah. And I left my book at Triangle. It's a clubhouse in Atlanta. Yeah. And I was like, fuck. I was doing work and I realized that I had to go back, and I was behind the desk and they were having the 4:00 meeting. I was like, shit. And so I was like, maybe something has brought me here. It's the 4:00 and I'll share or whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
Did you stay?
I stayed, and it was the world's saddest meeting ever.
Yeah.
It was about death and not feeling great and like, and near-death experiences and like not understanding shit. And I was like, God damn.
Did you share?
No. The shares were there were already people that were like wanting to share and stuff like that. So I was like, I've already talked today. So I got my book. I talked to a younger dude, and it being like, there's other meetings. Yeah. And I bounced out of there. But I was like, damn, if I was like a newcomer coming to that meeting, that would kind of be dire.
I was at the 4:00 one time, and this guy got really mad at all the old timers sharing forever and ever.
Yeah, they share way too long.
Oh, and that it was usually the 4:00 is good, but this time it was bad, and I was just like, I was not enjoying it, so I just really wasn't listening. But then this guy was so upset with the old timers sharing for a while.
Yeah. So. Anyways, that was a long meandering story. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Sometimes we meander.
All right. Sometimes we meander. I think that's good for.
Yeah, we done good.
We done did it.
We done it all right.
We'll jump right back into the 4th step next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget why you came here. This has been a Sober Boys production. I'm Taylor.
Savoring Taylor.
Savoring Taylor.
I'm Drew.
I haven't drank. If I did, it would be bad. We all know that'd be bad. So
No, we're still just enjoying our cotton candy seltzer waters.
yeah. So
I'm Drew.
I'm Taylor, and this has been goodbye.
You can cut that.